We arrive at the last of the 6 days, which always finishes with the final cross test. It's going to be very intense because anything can still change at the moment. The excitement for both spectators and participants is at its highest, and we're eager for the finish with France on top. The final day at the 2017 International 6 Days of Enduro, with French fans hoping for victory in 2 of the 3 classes. The World Trophy already looked largely settled in favour of the hosts, with only limited opportunities for teams to make up ground over 10-minute races, barring any major incidents. The Junior World Trophy, though, was far closer and set to be decided in the last race of the week, the final motocross test. The closest individual battles in the E1 category ahead of the last day were in the lower reaches of the top 10, with Josep Garcia almost a minute clear and second in the overall. But the focus was on the Italian Junior Trophy team, with 2 of their representatives, Davide Serrecca and Andrea Verona, lining up against French junior Jeremy Miroir with ground to make up. It was 2015 individual winner Ryan Sipes, third in E1 coming into the test, who threatened to steal the show with the fastest start. But Josep Garcia, trapped back in 5th on the first turn, worked his way through spectacularly. The Spaniard first blasting past Australia's Josh Green for 3rd, then Eero Remes for 2nd, and eventually Ryan Sipes for an incredible win. The remainder of the race went disastrously wrong for Remes, who nonetheless became the first World Trophy rider home for Finland as they closed in on a podium place. But the moment belonged to Josep Garcia, whose time went on to give him an outright 6th test victory of the week. Ryan Sipes behind took 2nd in E1 from Davide Guarneri, proving that position changes are still possible in the final test. Davide Serrecca and Andrea Verona both finished inside the top 10 and crucially above Jeremy Miroir, helping Italy to close further in the Junior World Trophy with 2 races remaining. In the continuing Junior World Trophy battle, Hugo Blanjou was in focus in E2, with a head-to-head decider between his teammate Anthony Geslin and Italy's Matteo Cavaglio set up for E3. Meanwhile, Loïc Larrieur's E2 victory, and therefore overall individual win, was the mere formality of completing the race, thanks to an impressive leading margin of over 50 seconds at the end of day 5. Larrieur nonetheless swiftly took control of the race, blasting clear of Alex Salvini, who initially held 2nd, and Nathan Watson, who passed him as the laps counted down. But not to be outdone by the excitement of the E1 finale, the E2 riders also provided last lap drama, with outright leader Larrieur falling on the last bend, Nathan Watson poised to pounce, taking top spot, and the Frenchman dropping back to 5th. The first major error of the week from Loïc Larrieur, who really came into his own in the demanding second half of the week, was almost untouchable on day 5. He secured the individual win over Josep Garcia by a 38-second margin. 7th position for Hugo Blanjou in a time faster than either of the Italians in E1 helped France put one hand on the Junior World Trophy. With 30 seconds still separating France from Italy in the Junior World Trophy, Matteo Cavaglio was left the near impossible task of chasing a mammoth victory margin over Anthony Geslin in the final race of the day. Meanwhile, in the E3 rankings, the closest fight was for 3rd overall between Daniel Sanders and Matti Sestola. In fact, it was the Finn who took the whole shot in the race and who maintained his lead initially under pressure from Jaume Betriu. The Spaniard found his way past briefly after a small error from leader Sestola, but the veteran then carved his way back past in an entertaining early race scrap. Betriu eventually found a way to take and consolidate the lead position, while Sestola began to slip backwards, eventually finishing 3rd and making back just 5 of the 17 seconds needed in his battle with Daniel Sanders. Taylor Robert worked his way through to 2nd behind Betriu, the American and Spaniard finishing in reverse order to their top 2 finish in the overall. But the team focus was further back down the order, where Anthony Geslin did enough in 9th position to limit the damage of Matteo Cavaglio's 4th place finish and claim victory for France in the Junior World Trophy. And under far less pressure in the World Trophy, simply needing to finish, injured hero Christophe Nambertin just made sure by completing the race, officially classified 24th and leaving France just third on the day, but doing enough to complete the host nation's comeback win. In an incredible finish to the Junior World Trophy, Italy fall just over 15 seconds short despite the late efforts of Matteo Carvalho, with France holding on to the top step of the podium. It's been a great victory for my teammates and I. We weren't expecting to be in this position this evening. All three of us were consistent throughout. We were under a lot of pressure today to get this result, so we're really happy, and it's been a real delight to ride in front of the French fans.
On est vraiment content et ça a été que du bonheur de rouler devant les fans français.
A first junior title for France since 2013 produces a fourth different winner in 4 seasons in the Junior World Trophy. And it's France who lift the World Trophy in their comeback season, 3 years on from their last victory, and celebrated in front of their home crowd. We certainly felt we had some revenge to exact after 2015, where the team felt victory was taken away from them. We really wanted to win this edition, and all of the riders have done their best. It truly is a wonderful victory in front of the French fans. For the third time on home soil, France celebrate victory in the FIM International 6 Days of Enduro. Meanwhile, for Loïc Larieux, team success is made sweeter by an impressive individual win. The Women's World Trophy result looked settled ahead of the final cross test, with the dropped rider rule acting as security for each of the top 3 teams occupying provisional podium positions and enabling the women riders to enjoy their final outing in front of the French spectators. Canadian women's motocross champion Shelby Turner took the whole shot to frustrate the early challenge of the pace-setting USA and Australian women, but dropped gradually back to an eventual 4th position, her best test result of the week. Women's individual leader Laia Sanz, winner of more than half of the specials coming into her less favoured motocross test, was next to lead, pursued relentlessly by Brandy Richards and Australia's Tyler Jones, closing after moving through into the top 3 positions. Richards, looking for a 3rd test win of a gradually improving week, became the 3rd different race leader when she carved her way past Laia Sanz, the Spaniard unable to recover and seemingly settling for 2nd place. There was a final twist to the race that set up a grandstand finale. The top 3 bunched together by a crash for Richards up front. But the American swiftly recovered as each of the top 3 were left with something to celebrate. For Brandy Richards, the final checkered flag of the Women's World Trophy. For Laia Sanz, the individual gold. And for Tyler Jones and the Australian team, a 5th consecutive World Trophy. The USA take their first day win thanks to the efforts of Brandy Richards, with backup from Rebecca Sheets in 5th, but the Australian trio make it successfully home to seal yet another crown. The all-time medals table will now show France and Australia joint top on 5 apiece after the women from Down Under continue their remarkable unbeaten run. The USA and Spain also playing their part in an entertaining week in the Women's World Trophy.
So here we are, we're the 3 winners this year in France for the 5th time in a row, which is exceptional. We're all really stoked, we're really happy. And it's been us 3 girls since the whole 5 years, so it couldn't have been better. We have to thank our whole of Team Australia for being right behind us, all the supporters, even all the French public here was really cool for us. And you know, it's been a wonderful adventure altogether, and we couldn't be more proud and happy for our country.
So it's au revoir and à bientôt from France as the 3 World Trophy winners look forward to defending their titles in Chile come October 2018.
Vous allez remarquer, elle est une très belle machine, hein. Vous allez notamment voir tout à l'heure.